Hello, everybody. I'm going to do a recap of the divisional game, or the wild card games played last week, and then I'm going to do a prediction for the games for the divisional games. All right, let's get started with the Bengals and Texans. The Bengals were hanging in there. I really thought they were going to win in the second half. However, that last pick at the end of the first half really just was the downward spiral for the Bengals, and the Texans were able to capitalize and win in victorious fashion. Detroit versus the Saints. I pretty much predicted that the Saints were gonna walk in and just destroy them since they were at home, and that's exactly what they did. For Sunday's games, Atlanta versus New York Giants. I thought it was gonna be a lot closer match than what it really was. New York Giants came in, they showed up. The Eli Manning that's going to win you a Super Bowl showed up. And that's a very dangerous team that you're going to face if you are going to face them in the playoffs. Pittsburgh versus Denver. I had quite a bit of debate with some people off Facebook saying that Pittsburgh was going to walk right through them and all this, and all I had to say was Saints Seattle last year. Any given Sunday will win you a game, and that's exactly what Denver did. They won it in overtime. You can't beat Tim Tebow in the fourth or overtime. He's just going to whoop you every single time. And that's exactly what they did. That's the recap of last week's divisional games, or excuse me, wild card games. Now I'm gonna get into the divisional games. Okay, New Orleans versus San Francisco. Very hard one to choose. I like both teams. I am a Niner fan. The New Orleans Saints do have a 3.5 point advantage according to the bookings. They are considering this going to be a high scoring game. Over under is 47 points. You know what? Here's a fun fact for you. Saints have never won on the road in the playoffs. This is going to be scary for the Saints because they're coming into hostile territory. It is hard to play in San Francisco. Defense versus defense. There's no question that the Niners have they have the number 5 defense, arguably the number 1 defense. Now, number 2 defense. So, defense versus defense, the Niners have this. Offense versus offense, arguably Saints have the number 1 offense. Drew Brees as the quarterback, there's no question that the Saints have the best offense right now compared to Green Bay. QB versus QB, definitely going to go with the Saints because Drew Brees is on fire. He went to town on Detroit, just picking that defense apart. Although I will say that Niners are good at making a team one-dimensional. It's hard to run on the 49ers, so this is going to be an interesting game to watch. If it's an offensive game, Saints will win this game. Defensive game, Niners will win this game. I'm not going to choose a team in this one because it'll be too biased towards everybody, so I'm just going to leave my opinion out of this. But of course, I'm going to be rooting for the Niners. In my opinion, Saints still can win this game, and they could honestly win this game. So I'm not picking anybody for this game. This is going to be a toss-out for me. I don't want to choose because I like both teams so much I can't choose between the two. Denver Broncos versus New England Patriots. This is a rematch, and, the Patriots have trouble in rematches. Believe it or not, the Patriots are 0-2 in the last 2 appearances when starting off with the bye week. With that being said, you know what? People are going to give me some criticism, but you know what? I'm going to go with the Broncos. You know what? There's no question why. There's no reason why I'm picking the Broncos. I just don't see the Patriots dethroning them. You know what? They beat them in the regular season, but look what happened when the Giants and the Patriots met up in the Super Bowl. The Giants showed up, they whomped, and you know what? I think that's what's going to happen again. I'm picking the Denver Broncos just based off of history. History tends to repeat itself. But you know what? Hopefully the Patriots can show up and, give it a closer contest because Patriots, what they tend to do is if they beat you in the regular season, they're going to take it easy on you in the playoffs. And that's something that you shouldn't do. And I'm picking the Denver Broncos just because of that. The Houston Texans and Baltimore. This is going to be an interesting game. I'm going to give my pick to Baltimore just because it's home field advantage for the Baltimore Ravens. Nobody's beat them at home. It's hard to beat them at home. In I believe, the last 3 seasons, I think they only lost 3 times at home. That's ridiculous. Once per season, I don't see them losing this game against the Houston Texans. It's gonna be hard to beat the it's gonna be hard to beat the Ravens at home because they have that home field crowd roaring at you the whole time, and they're hungry. They're hungry for another Super Bowl appearance and a Super Bowl victory. So I'm picking the Ravens. New York Giants versus Green Bay Packers. All right. So I still think that the Giants can dethrone the Packers for this simple fact. Green Bay is dealing with a lot of pressure just with the passing of a coach's son. It's going to be hard. You know, they're gonna battle for their team. And you know what? I'm gonna get a lot of criticism for this too. I'm gonna pick the Giants because the Giants are playing hard defense. They beat down the Falcons last week. Beat them down. They allowed 2 points. Their defense didn't even allow a point on their defense. Or the defensive side, they didn't allow a point. So I'm picking the Giants. Their defense is going to show up. They've been showing up big. And they proved it the last 2 weeks. So I'm picking the Giants. However, I will say this. Packers can show up and perform under pressure like they have been for the past 2-3 weeks. So Green Bay, you know what? I honestly think you have a shot in winning this game. But the Giants are on a roll. They are on a roll, and they're looking to take names and, just kick some butt this week. So those are my predictions for this week. Yeah, I'm gonna get a lot of criticism, but you know what? This is me being unbiased whatsoever. I honestly think that all the teams that I picked this week can win and will win. And for the record, I'm trying to be unbiased. Give me your opinion. If I'm being too biased, let me know. I do want to be as unbiased as possible. I don't want this to be about being a bias towards a team or unbiased, or I want to be as unbiased as possible. So I want to thank everybody for watching my videos. Thank you very much. Enjoy the football games this weekend. Have a fun and safe weekend. No drinking and driving, please. It's just not worth it. So thank you very much. Enjoy the games this weekend. Have a nice day. Have a nice night. And have a fun weekend.